just like to offer you the opportunity to defend yourself first.
Well, no, I mean, I'm not sure about maybe being painted in the papers a bit of a rat. The reason I'm calling in is my sister just phoned me up. She's been listening to the show, and she was slightly distressed, particularly by your comments, that calling me weak and scum. Is that right? I missed the show.
No, I didn't call you scum. I suggested that any man who can comfortably allow his children to live in circumstances inferior to his own would deserve that description. But of course, what you have now is the opportunity to tell us why you don't.
Yeah, first of all, you're incorrect to say that anyway. My situation is where I've split up, as a lot of people do now across the board, regardless, I think, of what profession you are, whether you're a footballer or whether you work, in a bank or wherever. I think that nowadays, and unfortunately, I've split up with my girlfriend. And my kids will never ever live in inferior circumstances for me. I just caught the end of your conversation with a gentleman then, and you said that about people that are working and about their kids, and it should be all about their kids. That's exactly how I live my life now. Everything I do in my career, in my football terms, before I had kids, it was all for myself, to get on myself. And since I've had kids, every penny I earn and every ounce and every yard I run on the football pitch is for my kids. Unfortunately, I've split up with my girlfriend, so they're now living in a temporary flat, which is actually in Fulham, Chelsea, and it's not a bad flat at all. I'll let you know. And I'm actually buying a house at the moment, which is going to be of equal living standard, if not more, to mine.
But they're not waking up in the own. This is. I appreciate it's a little uncomfortable to have your personal life picked over, but that's the nature of the world you live in. They're not waking up in the bedrooms that they've known all their lives, that you've decorated for them, that they've got all their stuff in.
Unfortunately, you're wrong. You're wrong there, because you don't know any of the terms of my thing. But when I've slept with my girlfriend. Unfortunately,
I've only got her side of the story, Frank, which is pretty damning, isn't it?
Let me explain to you what happened. Right, she was actually out in a club or a bar, and someone came up to her, approached her, didn't actually say that they was a journalist, and actually got her talking after she had a few drinks, right, and caught her. Actually,
as your sister will tell you, that's what I suggested at the very top of the programme. It probably happened.
Fine. So my sister did suggest it, but the thing is that happened, right, and that's fair enough. Now we are splitting up. Unfortunately, when you split up, obviously you're not going to carry on living in the same place. That's a fact of life. Unfortunately, that means, and it hurts me every day when I wake up and my kids are not there. But when you split up, unfortunately, as anyone who splits up will tell you, you're not going to carry on living together. Luckily, I've got a relationship with my ex-girlfriend where we've decided that we're going to share custody, or whatever you might call it, of them. So for 3 nights a week, or half the nights of the week, and I'm away probably 2 or 3 nights of my football anyway, the kids wake up in my house. I look after my kids solely. I have a nanny that comes, but I spend all the time with my kids. I wake up, my kid wakes up at 3 in the morning. If my kid wakes up at 6 in the morning, regardless of whether I have a football match or what, they wake up in the bedrooms I decorated for them, and that's what they will always do.
But not at the moment. But that is the plan for the immediate future.
That's what they're doing at the moment. I don't know why. What made you think that they're not?
I'm only going on what has been printed in all the newspapers, which is, of course, what everyone except those intimately involved in the story can go on.
Where did it say that they're not staying with me anymore?
I'm in a small flat waiting for my own flat with our 2 daughters. He is in our house, which he has turned into a bachelor pad.
Yeah, but where did it say that they wasn't staying in my house?
Well, if you describe something as a bachelor pad, Frank, the general concern, the general assumption is going to be that it's not a family home.
Yeah, that was her description when she's drunk. Yes, but what I'm telling you now is the problem is you read the papers now. Unfortunately, if you're going to be a man that reads the papers and takes everything as gospel truth, and then on the radio starts calling people weak and scum, then that's a sign of how you are. That isn't a sign of the reality.